radio and television will start at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time with our Suns warm-up show. The NBA referees working this ball game here tonight at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Hugh Evans, Louis Grillo, and Rodney Mott. I know the Suns want to get to that number 10, the double figures in the win column, and it takes a W here tonight, Keith, to get up to that spot.
That's right. They're holding at 9-3, and interestingly, last year, Al, their 9th win didn't come until December the 28th.
Well, they're certainly ahead of that mark, no question about it. Suns come out. Danny Ainge giving his club last-minute words. Chris Ford down at the other giving his team last-minute words. Chris been under the weather. Tell me he's been having the flu and a stomach virus here of late, so he's not feeling real good. But he's on the bench ready to coach his team here tonight. They're in their home white uniforms with the royal blue trim. And the Suns in their road get-up, purple with the black and orange trim. And again, as we look out to starters, and Chris Ford doesn't look like he's feeling real good tonight either. I
that's right.
Just briefly, and I know he isn't, but he's here definitely for the ball game. As far as the Suns are concerned, Mark Bryant getting his first start, and George McCloud getting his first start. And we're ready to get it underway. Hope you're ready for a big night of NBA action. We're here in Milwaukee. And the opening tip is going to be controlled by Ervin Johnson and the Milwaukee Bucks. McDyess hasn't lost too many of the opening tips this year, but he did that time. Ray Allen gets the ball, bounce it off to Johnson. Johnson hands it back on the side to Terrell Brandon. And Jason Kidd matched up against him as we talked about. Allen from 20, he hits the jumper.
That's exactly what we talked about at the top of this show, that Ray Allen can get that shot down from long range, medium range, and he takes it to the basket awfully well.
Allen is averaging over 19 a game. Out of backcourt, down come the Suns. McCloud handling it out front, top of the key. Over on the right side for Chapman. About a 20-22 footer. Yes, indeed.
Right back at them. Ray Allen coming off a screen, couldn't get there in time, just like Rex the other end on that prior play couldn't get to Allen in time.
So the Bucks and Suns exchange outside hoops that go, and Glenn Robinson covered by McCloud whips it over on the right side to Terrell Brandon. Brandon brings it up into the lane, finds Hill low, he drives, he scores.
Real nice job. Brandon taking that ball into the lane, and both defenders went to him and left Tyrone Hill wide open.
Brandon averaging just under 7 assists per ball game. Feeds it over on the left side down to Mark Bryant. Bryant out front to McCloud. McCloud played defensively by Robinson. Over to Chapman. Chapman from 20 off the side of the rim, not good. Rebound down to Ervin Johnson. He was in Denver last year, came into the league with Seattle, as you may recall, but a young big 7-footer who seems to continue to improve his game, and this is his first season here in Milwaukee. Brandon gets it off to Robinson. He looks low for Johnson, who stuffed it. Heads up play by Glenn Robinson.
Absolutely a terrific pass from Robinson down to Ervin Johnson. Johnson's not a good shooter, but anybody can get it down if you're 7 feet tall right under the basket like that.
We're going to get an early 20-second timeout called by the Suns here. And Coach Danny Ainge wanting to have a few quick words. Well, one matchup we wondered about is who was going to have the responsibility against Glenn Robinson, and it looks like it's going to be McCloud here initially.
Right. That's a pretty good matchup, both the same size. I think the problem we've seen so far, and the reason Danny Ainge called that screen, is that the quick timeout is off the screen. Terrell Brandon coming along. Both defenders have gone to him twice and left the man that set the screen rolling wide open.
Yeah, that was the heads-up play we mentioned, because Robinson spotted that time Ervin Johnson going right to the hoop with no one defending, and he got the easy jam. So a couple of easy hoops, one by Hill, one by Ervin Johnson, and it's 6-2 Milwaukee's. The Suns come back after utilizing their 20-second timeout. Jason Kidd drives it into the lane, gets it off to Mark Bryant. A baseline left side jumper from 16. Good, nice shot.
Similar play. Jason Kidd into the lane, and the defenders looking to him, and that left Mark Bryant open for that jumper.
Allen out of backcourt, takes it right to the hoop, doesn't get it. Rebound battle for who has it? Milwaukee underneath Hill, misses the layup, gets it back and doesn't miss this one. They're a good offensive rebounding ball club, Keith.
And especially Tyrone Hill. That's where he loves to do his work down there, banging those big guys, getting those offensive rebounds.
And Tyrone Hill's gotten a couple of field goals inside. There's McDyess on the right side, out to George McCloud, 8-4. Milwaukee with the early lead. Over to Kidd left of the lane. Bounce it down to Mark Bryant. Bryant against Ervin Johnson. As he moves, he's pushed, and the foul is going to be on Ervin Johnson. You know, he's a player that actually worked for a supermarket after he got out of high school for a couple of years before he even got interested in going to college and playing basketball. And I guess the coach at the University of New Orleans was shopping one day and pushed that shopping cart into a 7-footer and said, hey, you got to come to school.
As he kept looking up, he
right.
said, what are you doing after work?
Right. 8-4 Milwaukee's. The Suns run Chapman at the baseline, and we're going to get a push there. And a foul is going to be called. Ray Allen will pick up the personal here, and the Suns will have a new shot clock.
Suns keep running that play, bringing Rex Chapman off of those big screens. Mark Bryant and Antonio McDyess both setting them down on the baseline.
Suns get the ball into the hands of Jason Kidd over on the left side from McCloud. Now take it down the middle, take it to the hoop and scored. And a nice drive by George McCloud.
That's a terrific play by George. Trying to get that shot at the free throw line. They left it open. He took it all the way to the basket.
His first field goal. Well, Danny Ainge said he wanted to start McCloud tonight because he really hasn't had a chance to see much of him. He was injured during preseason. Here on the left side, nice jumper by Tyrone Hill, who's turning into a big-time scorer with 3 hoops.
You don't expect to see him shoot that ball from the outside, but he does it very well.
10-6 Milwaukee leading. Here's McCloud 16 feet away. Jumper up in. So McCloud knocks down back-to-back field goals. And the Suns are within 2, 10-8. Milwaukee with the lead. Tyrone Hill out on the perimeter now. Shovels the ball back to Terrell Brandon. Brandon spent 6 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He looks out front, goes to Ray Allen. Allen in the lane now. Here is the drive by Johnson. The turnaround jump hook won't fall, and the rebound comes down to McDyess. McDyess to McCloud. Down to the Suns' Jason Kidd now. Kidd from 20, off the back of the rim, won't go. Rebound, McCloud hustles in to get the ball. Good hustle by the Suns' George McCloud. Backs away at three-point range. Gets it in low to McDyess now. The post-up move by McDyess, up and under, and he scissored in between Robinson and Ervin Johnson. We get a whistle here on a foul. And
I think they called it on Robinson from behind.
And McDyess will go to the line.
And his buddy, Antonio McDyess's buddy from Denver, Ervin Johnson, made a terrific block on that play. And they'll be talking about that one after the ball game.
McDyess misses the first free throw. That's a part of the game he needs to work on because he goes to the line a lot. He's shooting 72%, which isn't bad. His next one is good, so McDyess connects on one of the 2 from the free throw line. And it's a 1-point Milwaukee lead, 10-9. Just over 8 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter at the Bradley Center. Suns do a little pressuring defensively now. Finally, Hill brings the ball over the time stripe, gets it back to Terrell Brandon. And he's the guy that makes the plays, that sets things up for Coach Chris Ford. Over to Ray Allen. Allen bounces it down left of the lane. Glenn Robinson. They affectionately refer to him as the big dog here in Milwaukee. Baseline 12-footer won't go, and Bryant jerks down the rebound for the Suns. Off to Kidd. Kidd wheels down the left side, bounces it to McCloud. McCloud again played by Glenn Robinson, and now we got some pushing going on. McDyess is going to be called this time for the foul. In the opinion of the official, he backed in to Ervin Johnson, and McDyess called for the foul.
You can call that either way. McDyess was backing up, and Tyrone Hill was pushing him forward.
Milwaukee with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Ray Allen over on the left side, beyond the 3-point arc. Goes down low to Johnson. A nice pass to Brandon, who lays it in.
Boy, that's a very nice pass as Terrell Brandon cut down that baseline, had a step on Jason Kidd, and got that nice pass to lay it in uncontested.
Milwaukee by 3. Jason Kidd on the dribble against Terrell Brandon. Gets the ball to Chapman. Squares around. About an 18-footer this time. Won't go. Rebound tipped out front by McDyess, but grabbed by Ray Allen. Allen out of the University of Connecticut. Looks inside. Kidd deflects the ball, but Allen saves it. Bounces it out to Brandon. Shoot a 3 off the mark. And the rebound underneath Tyrone Hill. Shovels it in the corner. Can they save it? It goes back to Allen. Great hustle there by Ervin Johnson. Saved it from going out of bounds to Brandon. 17-footer from the left side, no good. And McCloud has the rebound all to himself for the Suns. His pass is knocked away by Hill. Into the grasp of Robinson. It's a 4-on-1 break for Milwaukee, and Brandon gets the layup.
Well, that's too bad. George McCloud trying to get that lead pass over the top. Didn't get it quite high enough, and that set up the 4-on-1 fast break the other way.
And Milwaukee's jumped out to a 14-9 lead now. Out front for the Suns, Jason Kidd over to Chapman. Chapman bounces it in low to McDyess. McDyess against Ervin Johnson to the hoop with the left hand. He got it. Nice move by McDyess against the guy who a year ago was his teammate in Denver.
And they're good friends. Had a good lengthy conversation before the game and before the jump ball.
Yeah,
but McDyess contested him that he jumped too quickly on the play.
14-11 Milwaukee with the lead here. Almost halfway through the opening quarter. Brandon, no look pass in low, and a nice jam by Ervin Johnson. And a beautiful assist feed by Terrell Brandon.
Yes, it was. He looked to the right, and the defenders went that way. And then before he hit the floor, dropped it down low to Johnson for the dunk.
So a lot of balanced scoring early by this Milwaukee ball club. They lead 16-11. Mark Bryant bounces it down to McDyess again. McDyess trying to move in deep. He's there. Can he get the shot off? No. He'll throw it out front to Chapman. Right back to McDyess. McDyess with the fake on Ervin Johnson. Now takes him inside in the lane. Pushes up a shot off to the right. No good. Rebound tipped out to Ray Allen. Allen's bounce pass to the streaking Terrell Brandon, who goes in for the layup on a great fast break by the Bucks.
Boy, that was outstanding. And how about the little guy at 5'11" going down and dunking that ball?
Well, he turned it on. Suns need a timeout. They'll take it. 5:27 left opening quarter. 7 seconds remaining in this opening quarter here in Milwaukee. And the Bucks have looked impressive here, grabbing an 18-11 lead. A reminder that Suns coach Danny Ainge's wardrobe is provided especially by Dillard's and Hart, Schaffner and Marks, Coach Danny Ainge's official wardrobe sponsor. All right, the Suns come back. They have the basketball. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Kidd on the drive. Drops it off alone. McDyess got it but couldn't shoot it. Out to McCloud for 3. No good, and Bryant grabs the rebound. Rifles it on the side for Jason Kidd. Takes it in the lane. Here's the fake. He's fouled as he put the shot up. Allen will pick up the foul. And going to the free throw line for the Suns will be Jason Kidd.
And Ray Allen nor Chris Ford like that call one bit. Jason Kidd took that ball into the lane, gave the fake, got Allen up in the air, and then Jason jumped into him a little bit. Little bit of contact. Allen was trying to get out of the way, but he got the call.
Kidd about a 78% free throw shooter on the year, which certainly is an improving mark for him. He gets the first of 2, and he gets both free throws. And the Suns trail 18-13. Again, the Suns lineup tonight to start out: Rex Chapman, Jason Kidd, George McCloud, Mark Bryant, and Antonio McDyess. If you joined us late, Kevin Johnson not with the team. He returned this morning to Phoenix to have an exam on a knee that's been bothering him. Robinson loses the ball. McCloud with the steal. Out to Kidd on the break. Here comes the purple gang from Phoenix, and Kidd takes it right to the basket for 2.
That's what the defensive pressure will give you, those fast breaks. George McCloud with a fine steal that time and lead to Jason.
18-15, Milwaukee's lead 3 points. Here's Ray Allen. Takes the ball on the dribble over to the left side. He comes back top of the key, gives it back to Robinson, who's open from about 18, and he'll hit that shot.
Boy, you can't give him any room whatsoever. He is just deadly.
Big time score, averaging over 22 points a game. And he shoots about 49% from the field. Good free throw shooter. Excellent all-around player, Glenn Robinson. Here's George McCloud now for the Suns. Drops the pass off to Kidd. Kidd trying to back down. Gets by Brandon. Here's the turnaround off the glass and in on a nice move by Captain Kidd.
Boy, Jason knows exactly where he is on the floor. When Brandon went for that steal, he just whipped around the other way and a nice little jumper off the glass.
6 points for Kidd. Milwaukee leads by 3. 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Robinson on the left side. Spots a man low. That's Johnson. He misses the little jump hook in underneath. Rebound Bryant. They throw it out to McDyess on the break. In too deep for the shot, and he lost it. That's too bad. Chapman at midcourt threw it down to McDyess. Looked like he was going to be able to control that ball, Keith, but lost it out of bounds.
I think the pass was just a little bit too far. Led him too far. He was not able to stop in time. Just his momentum carried him right across that baseline.
Up out of backcourt down to Terrell Brandon. Here's a young man that came out of Oregon, drafted by Cleveland, had to play behind Mark Price, but he was a guy that would wait for his time, and he got it. He's developed into one of the fine point guards in the league. Glenn Robinson with the ball. Starts to make his move on the drive. We're going to give a little hand check foul called on George McCloud of the Suns with 3:37 remaining here in the opening quarter.
Glenn Robinson's not an easy guy to guard. He shoots that ball so well from the outside, you've got to be up on him, but he can also put it on the floor and get by him to the basket.
Robinson inbounding to Tyrone Hill. Out to Brandon now. Brandon looking. I see Curry is checked in for Milwaukee. More about Michael Curry in a moment. Back to Terrell Brandon. Brandon out to Curry in front. Swinging around on the right side for Robinson. He'll shoot a 3, and he'll get the 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying just a moment ago. George McCloud backed off that time, and he had enough space to just go up and get that shot down, and he can shoot it from out there.
23-17. Actually, Robinson is a 50% shooter. He hasn't taken only 13 of them. Here now on the side is Mark Bryant. He's got Kidd underneath. A great pass for Kidd. The layup won't go. He gets his own rebound. It won't go. He gets it again. Gives it to McDyess. A block. Should have been a goaltend. Out to George McCloud. A 3-pointer won't go. Rebound Bryant, and they'll call a foul on Bryant battling for that rebound. Well, the Suns were really scrapping. They just couldn't get that ball to go down, and we'll get a timeout with 2:52 left opening quarter here in Milwaukee. Bucks 23, Suns 17. We'll be back after the full timeout.
On Johnson's back.
Well, we mentioned a moment ago when Michael Curry came in for the Bucks. He's a 6'5", 227-pounder out of Georgia Southern who was with Detroit last year. Here's Terrell Brandon breaking through, almost loses the ball. Now as he moves in the lane, see what the call's going to be here. The referee way on the other side of the court. Suns want a jump ball. Now we're getting a little discussion going on with the officials. And Hugh Evans talking with Louis Grillo. And it appears that for some reason they're just going to give the ball to Milwaukee. Do you have this figured out yet, Keith?
I think we ought to run upstairs and ask Darryl Garrettson.
He's in the crowd.
They better not take too long on what they're trying to...
Supervisor of officials. Well, as far as I know, there was no call.
No call.
No. So they just give the ball back to Milwaukee with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Into Terrell Brandt. Inadvertent whistle, perhaps. They have those. Here's Brandon jumping up a 15, 16-footer. Good. Nice looking shot.
He's good, isn't he, Al?
25-17 Milwaukee.
48% shooter from the floor. He can pass that ball. He does it all out there at only 5'11".
He has 6 points. As I mentioned, everybody's getting into the scoring act here. The Bucks are 12 of 19, 63%. Suns 44% shooting from the floor. Now Kidd trying to post up Brandon, but they double team him. The ball's knocked loose. Picked up by Glenn Robinson. Milwaukee has it. Remember, they're second in the NBA in steals, and that was a good example. McCloud knocked it away, but Ervin Johnson saves it out front for Milwaukee. Out of Terrell Brandon. Brandon over on the right side brings the dribble top of the key. Out it comes to Curry. Back to Brandon. The fake to his left. 15-footer. No go. Rebound grab by George McCloud. He'll bounce it off on the side to Rex Chapman. Chapman breaking down. Stops at three-point range. Can't get a shot off from there and gives the ball to Jason Kidd on the perimeter. Now inside to Clifford Robinson, who just checked in. His pass for McDyess goes through his hands, out of bounds. Danny Manning also coming in for the Suns now. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Suns Basketball Network. Milwaukee with the basketball and a 25-17 lead. Terrell Brandon holds up, gets the ball over on the left side for Glenn Robinson. Robinson drives in the lane, stops, and we're going to have a foul called here on Cliff Robinson. Suns have Cliff Robinson, Danny Manning, Antonio McDyess, Jason Kidd, and Rex Chapman. Turnovers have hurt the Suns again in this opening quarter, Keith. They've turned it over 5 times.
Absolutely. That's given Bucks 7 points. Milwaukee with only 1 turnover led to 2 points for the Suns.
Minute 20 remaining in this first period. Brandon with the basketball. Wheels it over on the left side for Robinson. Up he goes from 17. Jumper won't fall. Rebound to the floor, but gathered in by McDyess for the Suns. Off to Jason Kidd. Kidd brings it quickly down the right side. Out to McDyess. McDyess on top of the key. Back to Kidd. The lob in for Manning. Manning makes the catch, throws it out to Chapman. Chapman goes up. The ball knocked away by Curry. Loose basketball. Curry chases it down, goes to the floor, and now we're going to get a foul call to McDyess. That's a tough call.
That's a very tough call. Reaching for the ball, a little bit of contact. I think Curry was just lost his own balance.
That's what it looked like from our vantage point here.
So that's the second personal foul on Antonio McDyess. A little bit of body contact.
They got tangled up a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Suns are now over the team foul limit. So Curry will go to the line. Well, I want to remind you that on Saturday, Horacio Llamas is going to be appearing at the Tanger Outlet Center in Casa Grande from 3 to 5 Saturday afternoon. So you want to stop by and say hello to Horacio Llamas at the Tanger Outlet Center in Casa Grande Saturday, 3 to 5. Curry hits both free throws. And it's a 10-point lead for Milwaukee. This is their biggest lead. So a 27-17 lead for the Bucks. Jason Kidd up over the time stripe now for the Suns. Kidd out between the circles. Brandon right there with him defensively. They swing the ball around to Chapman, who takes it in the lane, fires the ball to Robinson. He's called for traveling. That's turnover number 6. Right now, the Suns are having a tough time. They're either turning it over or picking up a foul, and Milwaukee's taking advantage of the situation.
Well, and they're creating the situation with the pressure that they're putting on the Suns, picking up the guard, Jason Kidd, out here at midcourt, and just not letting him have anything easily.
Well, you mentioned the points they've picked up off turnovers. Here comes Milwaukee now. Brandon has the ball knocked away. Brandon gets it back, feeds it out front to Curry. Around on the left side, it goes to Robinson. He puts it right back into the lap of Ervin Johnson, who jams it.
Boy, once again, a terrific pass in the lane as Robinson got up in the air, and Ervin Johnson, the recipient, with another slam dunk.
Suns are down by 12 points. Final closing seconds of this opening quarter. Ball is knocked away, and wouldn't you know, it'll go to Milwaukee.
Turnover again, Al, as I was just mentioning how they're picking them up out at midcourt. 7th turnover for the Suns. Amazingly, here in the first quarter.
8 seconds remaining in the first period. Into Terrell Brandon. Brandon over on the side. Brandon on the drive. 17-foot jump shot won't go. Rebound comes down to the Suns. Will they have time? No. That's the end of the first period here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee with a score. The Milwaukee Bucks 29, Phoenix Suns 17. Second quarter coming right up. Milwaukee with the 12-point lead as we go to the second quarter. And Keith, the Bucks closed the first period with an 11-2 run.
Well, the Suns are just having a terrible time handling that ball, Al. Field goal shooting, 44% for Phoenix, 56% for Milwaukee. They've taken 23 shots. The Suns have only taken 16. Free throws, 3 of 4, 2 for 2 for Milwaukee. Rebounds, and that's the advantage is to Milwaukee. No, it's to Phoenix, 12-6. And turnovers, 8-1.
Wow. Steve Nash has checked in for the Suns, so it's Nash with Chapman, Manning, Cliff Robinson, and Hot Rod Wiiliams is in there. For Milwaukee, Andrew Lang comes off the bench. Curry is still in there. Tyrone Hill returns. Robinson and Terrell Brandon. Suns with the basketball, and they've gotten themselves down by a dozen points. Here's Chapman on his drive. Pulls up for an 18-footer. It's off no good. Rebound, Robinson. He tries to power it up on the follow-up and is fouled for his effort. He'll go to the free throw line. And Tyrone Hill picking up the personal foul. And Cliff Robinson will go to the free throw line here for the Suns to attempt 2 shots.
Rex got a pretty good look, and Cliff did a very nice job getting inside position, got that rebound. He had about 3 guys jumping at him as he tried to put that ball back in.
Robinson at the free throw line. Puts the first one up and in. The last game when the Suns defeated Milwaukee and Phoenix on November 12th. Cliff Robinson had 21 points. Ray Allen is going to come in now for Milwaukee. He'll replace Glenn Robinson. As the Suns, Cliff Robinson will wait for his second free throw attempt. Suns came in here yesterday and had a good workout in the afternoon. All right, ball is inbounded by Brandon. Nash will pick him up full court defensively, put him some pressure on the basketball. Brandon now is going to be double teamed as Robinson comes over, but he breaks the pressure, feeds it off to Curry. Curry fakes a shot on the right baseline, brings it back out on top to Brandon again. Left of the lane, 14-foot jumper, good.
Boy, mighty tough. Not much room to get by Nash, but he did it and got that shot up very quickly.
Brandon has tremendous quickness. He has 8 points in the ball game, and it's 31-19. Milwaukee in the driver's seat right down. Steve Nash handling the ball out between the circles. Over to Manning. Manning on the three-point line now. Bounces it down low to Cliff Robinson. Robinson backs down. Back to Manning. Manning looks from three-point range. Now he'll shoot it. Won't get it. And on the rebound underneath, it's going to belong to Milwaukee. Then it's knocked out of bounds. And the Suns are going to have the ball. Suns are going to get the basketball back. So they get a break here. Manning hesitated. And then when he took the shot from three-point range, he didn't get it. Now they changed the call and it'll go to Milwaukee.
That's why I hesitated there. Looked like Steve Nash over the top knocked that ball out.
Well, the first call was to the Suns, a little conference, and they changed it. It goes back to Milwaukee. Starting guards back in there. The Suns 39% from the field. Milwaukee 58% from the floor, but the Bucks have had a lot of good shots right underneath, like this one by Terrell Brandon that rolls off to the left, no good. Rebound comes down to Tyrone Hill. Out to Curry. Curry at three-point range. Bounce it down to Andrew Lang. Lang holds the ball down low. Now his little hook shot won't go. Rebound comes down to Hot Rod Wiiliams. Wiiliams gets it off to Steve Nash. Nash pushes it up, comes down the left floor with Brandon defending against him. Now Nash looks down inside, and we're going to get an illegal defense warning called against Milwaukee.
Yeah, they had 2 guys helping out down in the lane, Lang and Hill. Too far over towards the center of the floor.
Andrew Lang, who originally came into the NBA as a second-round draft pick of the Suns, started the season on the injured list with a finger problem. In fact, he wasn't with the club when they played in Phoenix in mid-November, but he's back now. Now we're going to get Armen Gilliam, another former Sun in a Milwaukee uniform, checking in. He'll replace Tyrone Hill. Gilliam was a first-round draft pick of the Suns when he came off the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. Ball is knocked away, but saved by Nash. Nash going to drive in deep in the land of the Giants. Can't get a shot off. Out to Hot Rod. He fakes left, then he travels.
Boy, Suns just having a terrible time out there. It's like they almost don't know what they're doing, Al. Like they're having a tough time playing together.
31-19 up on the scoreboard, and Milwaukee leading it. Not quite 2 minutes into the second quarter here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. For a winter day in Milwaukee, wasn't too bad today. A little chilly, around 30 degrees, but no precipitation as yet. They're expecting some tonight. Will be gone, hopefully. And now Terrell Brandon does something unusual. He throws the ball away.
That's only their second turnover. That time Allen's faked like he was going to come around that screen to the outside, and when Brandon saw that fake, he threw the ball, and Allen went the other way.
Steve Nash, Rex Chapman, the Suns' backcourt. Nash takes the ball on the dribble over to the right side of the court. Bounces it in low to Cliff Robinson. Robinson is there for the shot. Good if it goes. It doesn't, but he's fouled. He'll go back to the line, and Curry will pick up the personal foul. Well, a reminder that Suns basketball is brought to you in part by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. To remind you that fresh beer tastes better. Born on dating. It's the day your Bud was born. Is your beer fresh?
Cliff with his first free throw. Looks good at that line.
Elliot Perry will replace Terrell Brandon, and our fans in Phoenix certainly have a soft spot in their heart for Sox. Elliot Perry. Here's the next free throw by Cliff Robinson. It is not good. He gets one or two, but Hot Rod Wiiliams rebounds the miss for the Suns. Off on the side, gets the ball to Steve Nash. Nash breaks away from Perry, takes it right down the middle, and is going to be hooked and fouled, and Elliot Perry will pick up the very quick personal foul. Elliot Perry, a little 6-foot guard out of Memphis in his 6th NBA season.
Elliot Perry has to be one of the lightest guys in this league. He only weighs 152 pounds.
Ball is inbounded to Steve Nash now. Back to Chapman over on the right side. Ray Allen out to pick him up defensively for Milwaukee. Chapman tries to slide behind a Robinson. Picton gets the ball back to Cliff Robinson. Over on the left to Hot Rod Wiiliams. 16-footer, and he hits the jumper.
That's a nice play. Hot Rod didn't think about putting that ball down that time. He just caught it and shot a little 15-footer.
31-22, Milwaukee leading it here in the second quarter. Ray Allen over on the left side. Allen beyond the three-point arc. Gets the ball out in front to Michael Curry. Round on the right down to Gilliam. Gilliam's bounce pass for Perry. Gets it over on the side to Allen. His shot. I think Chapman got a piece of it. It doesn't go. And at the baseline, Danny Manning tips it over to Nash. Nash out of backcourt on the run. Gives it to Chapman, who's running right-hander. Baseline 6-footer. Spins around and comes out. Rebound Curry to Perry. On the break, Curry drives right side. Doesn't get it, but he is fouled. Boy, the Suns have had some tough luck on some of their shots here. Foul is going to be on the Suns' Danny Manning.
Well, Milwaukee ran a picture-perfect fast break. Lang got that ball out to Elliot Perry, who quickly turned it into a 3-on-1. And Curry is fouled as he takes that ball to the basket.
So Curry going to the free throw line here. He's a 78% free throw shooter on the year, and his first attempt is up and in. Curry averages between 19 and 20 minutes of playing time per ball game. Jason Kidd returning to the Phoenix lineup, replacing Rex Chapman now as Curry waits for his second free throw. Jason Kidd, 6 points, 1 assist so far. Both free throws by Curry are good, and it's 33-22 up on the scoreboard. Milwaukee with the lead. Steve Nash coming down the right side. Nash, a little lob into Kidd. Kidd at the baseline, double team defensively. Throws it out front to Manning. Manning behind the back for Cliff Robinson. Underneath for Kidd. The layup didn't go. Tipping Hot Rod, can't get it. Knocked out front and picked up by Allen. Collision with Cliff Robinson, and the foul will be on the Suns' Cliff Robinson.
Nice effort by Cliff diving for that ball, but a little contact on the play, so he picks up the foul. Once again, Jason had a nice shot inside and just missed it as he rolled it off the glass and the rim. Nobody could control that ball. Cliff diving and picks up the foul on Ray Allen.
Kidd's 2 out of 6 from the field shooting. Elliot Perry with the basketball for Milwaukee. Suns do have a rebounding edge, 16-9, but the shots just haven't been going down for him. Here's Allen, baseline right, little fadeaway, 15-footer, no good. Rebound underneath to Cliff Robinson. He went strong to the glass. Up to Nash. Nash out of backcourt, bring it down the right side. Nash out front to Cliff Robinson. The lob for Manning. The shot, no good, but he draws the foul. And Curry will pick up the personal, and Danny Manning will go to the free throw line.
It's a heck of a pass from Cliff. Out high, throwing that ball on the move over the top. Danny Manning almost making that shot.
The Suns are 6 of 8 free throw shooting. Milwaukee is 4 of 4. And here's Manning.
Danny Manning, so far in the ball game, has not been to the line yet.
Last time these two teams played, Manning scored 14. He gets the first one here. Well, the longtime trainer of the Suns, Joe Prosky's from Green Bay, Wisconsin. His mother, Mrs. Dolly Prosky, is looking on from the stands here at Bradley Center, making the trip down from Green Bay, where they're celebrating the Packer victory over Minnesota last night. Free throws good, make it 33-24. The Suns still trailing the Bucks. Elliot Perry Ahead now to Gilliam. Gilliam over on the right side for Curry. Curry's 20-footer on the way. Off no good. Rebound knocked up in the air. Saved by Perry. Perry in from 14. Hits the left-handed jump shot.
Elliot does a nice job. Scrappy little guy all over the floor. Heads up play.
35-24. Milwaukee with the lead here in the second quarter. Steve Nash on the drive. Now in underneath. I think the call was illegal defense. But let's. That is the call. Illegal defense. Against the Milwaukee Bucks, and that is their second key, so that'll be a technical.
That's right. Chris Ford not happy with that call, and who knows how those calls are made. If coaches can't figure it out, they can't figure out why these officials make those calls.
I finally figured out who does know.
Who knows?
The Shadow. The Shadow knows.
Will the Shadow explain it to us?
The free throw by Steve Nash is good, and the Suns will have a new 24 seconds on the shot clock. Into Kidd, back to Steve Nash, who made the technical free throw. Nash with a spin move, drive to the baseline, out to Hot Rod. He bounces it inside. Making his move to the hoop is Danny Manning with the left hand. He lays it in. 35-27. Now the Suns try to make a little run here. Ray Allen and Elliot Perry. The backcourt for Milwaukee. Ball goes in low to Andrew Lang. Lang backing down. Lang turns with the left hand. Shot off the front, won't go. Gilliam with the rebound, but he went up over the top to get that ball. That's going to cost him a foul.
Armen not happy with that call. Right on the back of Hot Rod Wiiliams. Knocked him under the basket. Still complaining.
35-27. Milwaukee with the lead. 7 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Bucks want to get Ervin Johnson in if they possibly can, but Milwaukee is over the team foul limit here with quite a bit of time remaining. 7:16 left, as I mentioned, here in the first half.
They picked him up in a hurry. And
so,
the Suns only have 2.
Got a reminder, Suns basketball brought to you in part by America West Airlines, the official airline of the Phoenix Suns. And here's Hot Rod Wiiliams, who was fouled by Armen Gilliam. Wiiliams at the free throw line to put up a couple, and his first one is up and in. And we're going to see Ervin Johnson and Glenn Robinson replacing Lang and Curry in the Milwaukee lineup.
Lang has got a problem, as you mentioned earlier, hurt that right hand, the ring finger. He ruptured a tendon in there. He's got it all wrapped up, and he was not able to shoot that ball. His 2 attempts looked like that ball just kind of flew out of his hands. It was not under control.
Well, Hot Rod Wiiliams gets both free throws, so the Suns have closed the gap to 6 points now. 35-29, Milwaukee with the lead. Elliot Perry up out of backcourt for the Bucks. Perry over on the right side. Stops the dribble, gets it out to Ray Allen, who swings it over on the left to Glenn Robinson. Back to Allen. Allen over on the angle left with 10 seconds on the Milwaukee shot clock. He wants to take the ball to the hoop and drive. He does, and he's going to be fouled. Fouls on Kidd.
That was clearly a design play. They gave that ball to Ray Allen and just let him go one-on-one on the side of the floor right in front of their coach, Chris Ford. And Jason Kidd got the foul as he slapped down on that ball. Looked like he got ball, but he must have had a little bit of arm.
So Ray Allen will go to the free throw line here now. Allen is a 90% free throw shooter, Keith. That is an impressive statistic.
Shoots that ball well from long range. Free throw line.
From three-point range is almost 42%.
Yeah.
Well, he gets both free throws with ease. Adds a couple of points to the Milwaukee total, and they lead 37-29. Elliot Perry putting defensive pressure on the Suns. Steve Nash full court. Nash brings it up into the offensive end, takes it in underneath, drops the ball off low to Robinson. He'll wheel it out to Jason Kidd, whose 3 is short. Robinson for the rebound again. Clifford Robinson. He'll follow. Get it. Oh, nice move by Cliff Robinson on the right side as he battled for the ball about 10 feet away and put it back up and in.
Oh, just a great play. Controlling that ball with one hand and then a nice top fall away shot.
6-point Milwaukee lead, 37-31. Gilliam out to Ray Allen. Allen takes it over to the left side. He's still out on the perimeter now. Now drives in towards the lane. Backs away top of the key. 7 seconds to shoot it. They go down into Ervin Johnson. Backing down. A little swoop move to the hoop. Won't go. And the miss is brought down by Hot Rod Wiiliams. He gets the rebound off to Steve Nash. Nash over on the left side. Splits the defenders. Out to Manning. Manning pulls up. Doesn't shoot the ball, and we'll get another illegal defense call against Milwaukee, and again, that'll be a technical.
And maybe you can have the shadow.
Suns on an 8-2 scoring run, Keith, and nice play by Cliff Robinson a moment ago.
Absolutely, on that little offensive rebound, tapped that ball to himself, controlled tap, and then under pressure from Ervin Johnson, nice fall away jump shot. Suns are on a nice little 15-8 run here in the first 6 minutes of this second quarter.
They have a new shot clock as the ball comes in from out of bounds to Jason Kidd. Now to Hot Rod Wiiliams. Starts to move. Back to Kidd. Bounce it in low to Cliff Robinson. Robinson wheels in the lane. Turnaround is good. Nice move again by Cliff Robinson.
Excellent offensive move. Cliff Robinson now 2 of 2 from the floor. Hit his last 2 shots. Has 7 points in the game.
And it's 37-34. Milwaukee's lead has dwindled down to 3. Now the Suns set up defensively. Brandon's back in to team up with Ray Allen. Pass on the side. Ervin Johnson almost loses it. Now grabs the ball out front. Gets it back to Allen. They're running out of time on the clock. Into Johnson. Deflected away. He'll save it. Out to Brandon. He'll have to shoot it. And he won't get it. And Cliff Robinson to the rebound. He's got Nash out on the break. A beautiful feed for Nash. And he scores. Great pass by Cliff Robinson to Steve Nash.
I think Cliff Robinson's the guy that's turned this whole ball game around. Since he's come into the game, he's done a phenomenal job.
Well, he's been very aggressive, Keith. He's gone to the glass. He's shot
both
the ball.
ends of the floor.
Right. 37-36. Milwaukee's lead down to 1 point. Ray Allen over on the left side. 5 minutes till halftime. They bounce it inside. Here's the jumper by Robinson. Good. He's so good. Just that turnaround jumper. Quick release. Now the Suns come back. Lead pass for Manning. Can't get to it. They'll lose it out of bounds.
That's too bad. That's the second time that's happened in this ball game where a man has been open and the lead pass has been just a little bit too far.
4:53 remaining here in the half. The opening quarter saw the Bucks lead 29-17, but the Suns have a 9-point edge here in the second stanza. Now with the ball, Ray Allen. 39-36 Milwaukee. Allen in backcourt. Jason Kidd guarding him. They get the ball now to Tyrone Hill. He dishes off nicely to Ervin Johnson. He'll miss this one, get his own rebound. Follow and got it. Nice follow-up.
He's just too big inside there. He put that ball up the first time and just quickly jumped back up to get that offensive rebound, lay it back in.
Well, he's a leaper. No question about it. All the Suns scoring in the second quarter have been from the bench players. And here's Cliff Robinson again. A nice entry pass by Steve Nash, and Cliff Robinson with 9 points. 41-38. Milwaukee leading. Glenn Robinson off to Tyrone Hill, left of the lane. Doesn't take the shot. He holds up. Still waiting. Now he travels with the ball, trying to get rid of it. Gives the Suns a break here.
He just dropped that ball, picked it up again.
Rex Chapman's returning to the Suns lineup. Steve Nash comes out. And the Suns will come down trailing 41-38 with 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Here is Jason Kidd. Kidd coming down the left side with the basketball. Little spin move. He's open to the hoop. He scores that one. Nice move by Jason Kidd. And it's a 1-point Milwaukee lead again. Terrell Brandon over the time stripe down the right side, and the Bucks want to hold it right here for a timeout. It's going to be a 20-second timeout.
Well, the way Jason Kidd handles that ball, it's just amazing to watch. The defender just gave a little bit of a move to the middle, and Kidd spun with that ball baseline. Before anybody could make a move, he was all alone taking that ball to the basket.
Well, he did a beautiful job, and it paid off, and that was a close-in shot. He made sure that was going to go. Well, Cool Pines Hot Hoops. That's coming up, the Fast Break Fantasy Basketball Camp for those folks 30 and up, and I know Cotton Fitzsimmons is looking forward to this one. His guest coaches this year, the Hawk, Connie Hawkins, Kurt Rambis, Frank Johnson. You can get all the info by calling 514-TAHOE. And it's July 6th through the 11th up in beautiful Lake Tahoe, Nevada. And get ready to live it up. Fast Break Fantasy. I know you will enjoy it. All right. The Bucks utilizing their 20-second timeout now. Coming back here with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Bucks ball. Robinson into Ervin Johnson. Back to Glenn Robinson. And as he starts to make a little bit of a move, a reaching in foul is called here on Cliff Robinson. Going to get Antonio McDyess coming into the Phoenix lineup right now. Cliff Robinson will come out. That was his third personal foul.
Yes, it was. We talked about Cliff playing very aggressively out there, and that's an indication of just how aggressive he's been to get those three.
Bucks bring it into Terrell Brandon, looking in for Ervin Johnson, but Manning alertly got a hand in the way to swat that ball out of bounds.
I'm not even sure he saw that ball. Just had that hand up in the air, and he rolled with Ervin Johnson the basket, deflected it.
Ball is inbounded for Milwaukee over on the left side to Ray Allen. Allen further out on the perimeter now to Brandon. Brandon moves the ball up and down with the right hand, gets it back to Ray Allen. He's at three-point range over on the left. Back out front now to Brandon. 6 seconds to shoot it. Brandon will do that. 16-footer is good.
Terrell Brandon, he looks at all of his options, and then as the shot clock is running down, had nothing left, so he put the shot up.
He's 6 of 12 shooting from the field. Here's Kidd to McDyess. The ball slipped out of his hands, or he'd have had an easy jam. Oh, tough break. Out to Allen. Underneath at the baseline to Glenn Robinson. Saves it to Terrell Brandon, but he has it knocked away. And the official says it'll be Milwaukee's ball with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Other end, McDyess right there for a jam. Key just slipped out of his hand.
You know what happened at both ends of the floor? McDyess lost that ball. He was going up with both hands and dropped it. And Glenn Robinson did it at the other end of the floor. He had a layup.
But the Bucks saved it. Here's Hill, open from 12. He hits the shot. And the Suns had cut it to 1. Now it's a 5-point Milwaukee lead. 45-40. Jason Kidd, Rex Chapman, Antonio McDyess, Hot Rod Wiiliams, Danny Manning on the floor for the Suns. Wiiliams to McDyess, and he is grabbed in a bear hug as he tried to make his move to the hoop. Tyrone Hill will pick up the foul. And we're going to get a full timeout with 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first half. The score here in Milwaukee, the Bucks 45, Phoenix Suns 40. Back after this full timeout. Well, it's family night here in Milwaukee. We mentioned Suns trainer Joe Prosky's mom from Green Bay. His sister Janet and her husband are also here. And we don't want to forget Donnie Nelson's mom, Suns assistant coach. Donnie Nelson, his mother lives here in Milwaukee, and she's here looking on, probably giving Donnie a little advice before the game. She knows her basketball. We have 2:49 left here in the first half. Milwaukee with a 45-40 lead. Suns will have George McCloud back in with McDyess, Manning, Kidd, and Chapman. And McDyess, who was fouled just before the timeout, will go to the line.
They had a couple of fans out here on the court at the other end of the floor. They were going to do some little shooting contest. And as the play was about to begin, the officials got the ball. He looks down here. These guys standing out there on the floor. They're waiting to take their free throws.
McDyess misses the first, gets the second. So one of the two free throws are good, 45-41. It's 4 points from McDyess, and the Suns trail Milwaukee by 4. Out of backcourt now comes Ray Allen. He and Terrell Brandon are the guards. Then Robinson, Tyrone Hill, Ervin Johnson, the front line. The unit that started the game for Milwaukee coach Chris Ford. Then Robinson over on the left side. He was Mr. Everything at Purdue in his college days. Winds up with Ray Allen underneath with the left hand, up and under, good.
Well, they're moving that ball real nicely in that lane. That time Ervin Johnson got a good pass from Robinson and swung it back to Allen, who was wide open.
47-41. Milwaukee leading the Suns. Rex Chapman out front. Allen has 8 points for Milwaukee. Here's Danny Manning, 17-footer straight away. Twine time for Manning. 47-43. Bucks on top by 4. Danny Manning with 6 points for the Suns here in the first half. Glenn Robinson out to Brandon. Moving around on the right side for Allen. Still out on the perimeter. Drops it off to Robinson. An 18-footer on the way. Good. Glenn Robinson.
Suns got mixed up on their coverage that time, and they left Glenn Robinson open momentarily, and that's all he needed.
49-43 Milwaukee, and we're down to the final 1 minute and 45 seconds of the first half here at the Bradley Center. Glenn Robinson has scored 9 points in the first half. Suns go to Jason Kidd, posting up Brandon, low left of the lane. In the lane, McDyess. Oh, he misses a wide open 14-footer. Rebound comes down, gathered off the floor by Milwaukee's Ray Allen. Allen up top of the key. Gets it off to Glenn Robinson. Fake right, drive left, shovels it underneath to Ervin Johnson. Gets the jam, and he's pushed and fouled by McCloud.
Boy, their interior play has been outstanding, and the Suns having a real difficult time from a defensive standpoint, shutting down that guy who's penetrating. When the help comes over, that leaves a man wide open under the basket.
Well, Glenn Robinson, so effective when he draws the defense. He can find that open man, and we've seen him do it on any number of occasions here. As a matter of fact, he's picked up 6 assists.
He sure does. He's the leading assist man in the ball game by far.
Yeah, free throw good, makes it 51-43. Milwaukee on top. Here's George McCloud at the baseline, out to McDyess. His pass is stolen by Terrell Brandon. Brandon comes down and scores the hoop. So the steal, Brandon, the field goal, Terrell Brandon. Now here's George McCloud. He'll drive into the lane, gets rid of the ball, but as he passes off, he is going to be fouled on the play. And Ervin Johnson will pick it up with a minute to go in this first half, and a 10-point Milwaukee lead.
Well,
their biggest lead's been 12.
And the Suns are finally shooting the ball well. They're at 50%, but they've taken 30 shots to Milwaukee's 42 shots, and the Bucks are shooting 55%. But the big problem is the Suns have had 12 turnovers in the ball game. That has led to 17 Milwaukee points.
Wild Horse Pass at Gila River Casino is now open. I-10 and Maricopa Road, where jackpots flow, winners go to Gila River Casino. Well, George McCloud missing the first but getting the second free throw. 53-44. And we're in the final minute of the first half here in Milwaukee. Glenn Robinson out front to Terrell Brandon. Right side to Ray Allen. Bounce it back to Robinson. Robinson always moving into the lane. Hesitates. His shot's blocked from behind by McDyess. Gathered in by Rex Chapman. Chapman out of backcourt. Over on the left to McCloud. McCloud out front to Chapman again. 53-44 Milwaukee. They go into McDyess. McDyess starting to back down. Can't get a shot off. Out to McCloud. Three-pointer. Short. Rebound. Danny Manning. Back to McCloud. Another three. Won't get that one. And the rebound down to Jason Kidd. Suns doing the offensive rebounding job, but the shot's not going down. They trail by 9, and now they're going to hold it for the last shot with 15 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Rex Chapman way out front. Chapman looking, driving, takes it into the lane, takes it all the way to the hoop. Shot won't go. Tip in. McDyess will. 5 seconds left. McDyess tipping it in. He has 6 points. Now the ball's jarred loose. Picked up by McCloud to Kidd. He'll shoot a three. Not going to get it. It was almost right there. Had a chance to go. Not quite. And at halftime, Milwaukee with a 53-46 lead.
Heck of an effort, though. Nevertheless, coming up with a steal, and Jason Kidd, that ball was right on line, just a little bit short.
Well, for our radio network audience, a complete news and sports update. And for our television viewers here at halftime, coming up, it's all the stuff you need to know from 3 TV.
18 points that they gave the Bucks off of their 12 turnovers.
Switching sports, the Green Bay Packer fans had a big night in Milwaukee last night. And one of the Packers is here, Antonio Freeman. Fine receiver on that Packer team, and I know he's a happy guy, as all the Packer fans are. They won at Minnesota, which they hadn't done for a while. Let's get back to this one. Second half underway. Here come the Suns. They go to McDyess, low on the left side. His turnaround, good, and that's encouraging to see.
Nice start, and the defender, Ervin Johnson, didn't like that one bit. His buddy getting that shot over the top of him.
Suns coach Danny Ainge starting the second half the way he started the game with the McDyess, Bryant, George McCloud, Chapman, and Kidd. Now the Bucks come down. They have Ervin Johnson to the post-up move. Feeds it out to Glenn Robinson. Open from 20 straight away, and he buries it.
Well, that's the problem, Al. When you double team, you're going to leave somebody open, but you can't leave somebody like Glenn Robinson open. I mean, this guy is just too good a shooter.
He's 5 of 8 from the field. Now has 11 points in the ball game. 55-48 Milwaukee. Mark Bryant out front. Puts the ball on the floor once. Tries to go inside. Ervin Johnson knocks it away from McDyess and makes the steal. Over to Hill. Up to Terrell Brandon. Brandon and Ray Allen in the backcourt, and that front line is Johnson along with Robinson and Tyrone Hill. Here's the bounce pass in low, but it's picked off by Mark Bryant. This time it's a turnover for Milwaukee, and the Suns make the steal. Chapman inside to McDyess. Didn't take the shot, gets it out to Kidd. Over to George McCloud. McCloud from about 18. Good looking jump shot by George McCloud.
George, 3 out of 7 from the floor. Terrell Brandon got leveled on a blind screen from Mark Bryant that time, and he's still shaken up.
But they're going to take a quick 20-second timeout. Mark Feil, the trainer from Milwaukee, out talking to Terrell Brandon. He leads them in scoring with 14 points. Suns are within 5, 55-50. Say, well, we have a minute here. Reminder that all of our Suns home games are broadcast in Spanish. That is correct, in Phoenix on KPHX 1480 on your dial with our good friend Freddie Morales. Just into this second half, and the former teammates Ervin Johnson and Antonio McDyess, they were both in Denver last year, really battling for position, Keith.
They did that all last season in Denver, and Ervin Johnson got the best of it that time.
55-50 Milwaukee.
Just going to say that the Bucks can ill afford to lose Terrell Brandon. He is still bent over down there, still shaken up a little bit.
But he's okay, and he's ready to go. So Brandon comes up out of backcourt now. Terrell 5'11", about 170 pounds, out of the University of Oregon. Over to Glenn Robinson. Out front it comes to Brandon again. Quick pass over to Ray Allen. Allen looks down low. They want to go to Robinson, and they do. Robinson right of the lane. Now starts to move into the lane area. Here's the turnaround 14-footer off the back of the rim. Won't go. Rebound knocked down. Picked up by Robinson. He'll try again. Won't get it. Tyrone Hill battles with McDyess, and McDyess takes it away. He got aggressive. Over to Chapman. Streaking down the left side with the basketball. Drills it underneath to Bryant, who almost was surprised when he got that ball. He lays it in.
It was, I don't think he was looking at Rex. That ball just hit him right in the chest and the hands, fortunately, for Mark Bryant.
Milwaukee by 3. They've led the entire game by as many as 12. Suns haven't led, but they're knocking on the door right now. They've gotten back within 1 on several occasions. Now they're within 3. Out front, Ray Allen. Allen, the second-year guard from Connecticut. They're running out of time. He'll take it inside, put it up with the left hand, won't get it. Rebound scramble, comes down underneath. It goes out of bounds. And the call here is going to be Milwaukee's possession.
Well, Ray Allen is a tough player, Al. We've talked about it all night long, how good he is at shooting from outside and medium range, and Boy, he takes that ball to the basket and hangs in the air.
Robinson inbound. He gets it on the side to Ervin Johnson. Out front to Ray Allen, the 6'5", 205-pounder. Over to Glenn Robinson. Robinson starts the drive to the baseline, gets inside, drives to the hoop. Shot won't go. Rebound Mark Bryant. There was contact, but no whistle blew.
There was contact.
Over to Kidd, now to McCloud, now to Chapman from the corner for three. Oh, tough break off the side of the rim. And it comes down into the lap of Tyrone Hill. Hill over to Brandon. Brandon works his way down the left side of the court now. Sees a little opening, pulls up for a 15-foot jump shot. It won't go. Rebound comes down to McDyess again. Suns have a big rebounding edge in the ball game, and they did the job on the boards in the first half. No mistake about it. And they continue here in the third quarter. 55-52 Milwaukee. McDyess with the ball. Turns, faces the hoop, starts to move in on Tyrone Hill. Now he's going to be fouled by Hill. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. And so far in the ball game, McDyess is 2 of 4 free throw shooting. He has 6 points.
And third personal foul on Tyrone Hill. And no question about that. He was playing McDyess very closely, and he got him on the arm on that jump shot.
So McDyess will go to the free throw line. Tomorrow night we'll be in Detroit. Our radio and television coverage will start at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time with our warm-up show. McDyess gets the first of 2 free throws here. And he'll have another try, and he can close the gap to 1. And he doesn't do it. Rattles around, comes out. Rebound down to Ervin Johnson. Handed off to Brandon. Terrell Brandon works his way cautiously out of back court. With him defensively is the Suns' Jason Kidd. Now Brandon has used the dribble. Gets it out front down to Glenn Robinson. Back to Brandon. Brandon fakes, drives into the lane, pulls up. Can't get a shot away. Drops it off low to Johnson. He's going to be fouled. Johnson went up for the shot in underneath, and Bryant will be assessed the foul.
Boy, how many times have we seen that tonight, where Terrell Brandon is able to penetrate, get the 2 defenders to come to him, and then drop that ball down to Ervin Johnson inside. He's been the recipient of quite a few really good passes from Brandon.
Ervin Johnson's first free throw is good. He started all 82 games for the Denver Nuggets last year. In fact, he was the only Denver player to do that. He was 4th in the league in rebounding. Averaged over 11 boards a game and signed here as a free agent. And the second free throw is not going to go. Rebound hauled down by McDyess. Gets it off to Jason Kidd. Kidd working down the left side. Bounce it in low to Bryant. Out to McDyess. Take it to the hoop, and he's fouled hard by Ervin Johnson. Well, I mentioned in the first half about Dice, Keith. He goes to the line a lot, and free throw shooting is going to be a big part of his ball game.
Yes, it will. Mark Bryant that time getting the pass from Jason Kidd, and McDyess was flying to the basket, and Ervin Johnson knocked that ball away and just spun Antonio around, so he couldn't get that one down.
First free throw's up and good. 8 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as McDyess gets ready for his next free throw attempt. It is up good. He got them both that time. That's encouraging, and he's closed the gap to 1, 56-55. Milwaukee by 1.
Suns could hold on to that ball. They'd be in good shape coming down here the last part of this game.
Here's Ray Allen out on the angle left side. Now stops the dribble, gets the pass out front to Glenn Robinson. Robinson to his right, down to his left, takes it in deep, goes to the hoop. Scoop shot, good.
Yeah, right by all 3 of the Suns' big players that time. Good penetration by Glenn Robinson.
13 points for Robinson. He was the first player taken in the college draft in 1994, taken by Milwaukee.
Remember, he was asking for $100 million, and they thought he was nuts.
Right. Jason Kidd goes into McDyess now. Turns, backs in, spins to the hoop. Shot won't go. Tough break. Rebound tip to the side, and Terrell Brandon is there. Bringing it up in a hurry, top of the key. Taking it into the lane, putting a shot up that won't go, and McDyess pulls down another Phoenix rebound. Out to Kidd. Kidd out of backcourt quickly. Slices down the left side. Gives to the trailing McDyess. McDyess goes into Bryant. Bryant bounces it out to McCloud. McCloud fakes, drives to the hoop, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2, and Ervin Johnson picks up another foul.
That's his third. Nice. McCloud taking that ball to the basket with a lot of strength. And he knew he was going to get hammered by Ervin Johnson, but it was a good job drawing the foul on him.
We're seeing the Suns, I think, Keith, much more aggressive here in this third quarter than they were in the first half.
They are, and they're doing a better job of handling the ball, not turning it over like they were with great rapidity in that first half.
And they're taking the ball to the hoop, and they're getting fouled, and they're cashing in. McCloud gets both free throws, and the Suns are down by 1 again, 58-57. Now they want a defensive stop. Out of backcourt, Tyrone Hill. Hill hands it off to Ray Allen. Allen rolls over to the right side of the basketball beyond that 3-point stripe. Chapman out playing him defensively now. Here's the ball to Terrell Brandon, right at the free throw line. Shoulder down on the drive. Shot won't go. Rebound knocked out by McCloud, picked up by Kidd. Out to Chapman. Chapman wants to beat Allen. He'll be fouled going to the hoop. And Milwaukee breaking out into a rush of fouls here. And again, credit the Suns because they're aggressive. They're driving the ball to the basket, and they're going to the free throw line.
Nice pass from Kidd to Rex Chapman. And Rex taking that ball to the basket, realizing that Allen, the only way he could stop him on that play was to foul him. Allen picks up his third, and the Bucks have got 14 fouls.
Chapman's first free throw is not good. Say there's still time for you to take a chance, get in on the raffle for that custom-built Suns Harley-Davidson motorcycle, courtesy of American Steel. Raffle tickets are just $10. Proceeds go to Suns Charities, the Team Shop, Hard Rock Cafe in Phoenix, the place to get yours. One of the two free throws is good by Rex Chapman, and this game is tied. Suns 58, Milwaukee 58, with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Out of backcourt, down comes Terrell Brandon. Brandon pushes it on the side to Ray Allen. Allen looks down to Glenn Robinson. They finally bounce it to Robinson, posting up in the lane. Turns, shot won't go. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Milwaukee's possession. Credit to McDyess with some pretty good defensive pressure on Glenn Robinson that time. We're going to get a timeout. And we have 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining third quarter. It's tied. Suns 58, Milwaukee 58. And we're going to be back right after the full timeout. Interesting, after they called the timeout, they've called a foul on that last play just before the timeout was called. Mark Bryant was pushed underneath by Ervin Johnson, and so the foul has been called on Ervin Johnson, and the Bucks are over the team foul limit here early, Keith.
Louis Griot just called out of bounds to Milwaukee, and Hugh Evans came down the other end of the floor, and he said after the timeout hadn't been called, the teams had gone to the benches, and he said, no, I've got a foul. There's no question Ervin Johnson had his big hand in Mark Bryant's back.
So the Suns here are 20 of 26 from the free throw line. And Mark Bryant will go to the line to try a pair.
This will be his first free throws.
And the first one is up, good. Mark Bryant getting his first start of the season as a Sun here in this game in Milwaukee tonight.
And a season of rotating centers.
And George McCloud also getting his first start. The next free throw, not good. So one of the two is good, and this Milwaukee rebound is pulled down by Tyrone Hill. 59-58. This is the first lead the Suns have had in the ball game. 59-58 here in the third quarter. Terrell Brandon looks down inside, goes to Tyrone Hill. Hill backing down quickly, going to the hoop for the shot, doesn't get it, going to be fouled by Bryant. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification, reminding you that this is the Phoenix Suns Basketball Network. So Hill going to the free throw line, trying to erase what has been a brief Phoenix Suns lead.
Bryant picks up his third personal foul. Mark Bryant and Cliff Robinson have got 3 for the Suns, and for Milwaukee, Tyrone Hill, Ray Allen have 3, and Ervin Johnson has 4.
Hill's first free throw is not good. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Next free throw on the way, and that one is good. So that'll tie the game at 59 apiece. Hill has scored 9 points for Milwaukee. Jason Kidd up out of backcourt. He and Chapman the guards. McCloud, Bryant, McDyess up front for Phoenix. Kidd backing Brandon down over on the left side, draws double team, gets it to Chapman, now to McDyess, about a 16-footer. He overshoots it and it goes off the rim, up on top of the glass. That is out of bounds.
Even though he missed that shot, that's a shot that he's got to take from about 15 feet. When he gets that pass, he's got to not think whatsoever and just put that shot up.
We're going back to the opening quarter. The Bucks had a big edge, but the Suns came back in the second, and they have the 13-6 edge here so far in the third. Ray Allen out of the backcourt brings the ball on the dribble down the left side for Milwaukee. Bounce pass to Robinson as he's back to the basket, left of the lane. Robinson backing down on McCloud. Still keeps moving, turned to the baseline. Here's a little fadeaway from 13, good.
He is just too good. And one-on-one against George McCloud, same size, but that fall-away shot cannot be stopped.
Well, he had a great career at Purdue in the college ranks. Here's Jason Kidd from the left side, missing a 15-footer. Tyrone Hill with the rebound. Hill throws it out on the side to Brandon. Brandon over the time stripe. Brandon comes down, tries to go to Allen in the corner, but it goes out of bounds, and the Suns get a break in the Milwaukee turnover. 61-59, Milwaukee with the lead.
Good pressure by George McCloud from behind that time. Forced Brandon to throw that bad pass.
61-59, Milwaukee by a couple. Jason Kidd over on the left side. Bounces it out to McCloud. McCloud on the drive, running 14-footer. Good. George McCloud.
Good looking shot. Looked like he had a three, but Robinson ran at him, and as he came out, McCloud went right by him. Nice little running shot.
George McCloud with 11 points in the ball game. Game tied, 61-61. Ray Allen now backing in, loses the ball out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Suns. Cliff Robinson checking in for Phoenix now, replacing George McCloud with 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So the Suns up front are Bryant, Robinson, and McDyess. So they've got some size on that front line now.
They sure do. An aggressive play again. Cliff coming in.
Here's the ball to Robinson. He fires it underneath. Bryant is there, puts it up. It bounces off, no good. But the rebound salvaged by Cliff Robinson. Out to Chapman. Over to Kidd. Here's the lob to McDyess. He tries to put it off the glass, but it caroms too far out. No good. Rebounded by Robinson. Robinson takes it in the middle, and it's knocked away by Jason Kidd. Suns come back. Kidd with McDyess. Kidd all the way to the hoop. Throws it up. No good. Rebound Allen. Out to Terrell Brandon. It's up and down basketball to Robinson. Robinson has it knocked down by Chapman. Robinson gets it back. Fakes. It's knocked down by Bryant. Grabbed by Robinson, who tries to throw it to McDyess, and it's knocked out of bounds by Ray Allen. Oh, brother.
Hey, you did a heck of a job keeping up with that play. That was all over the floor.
4:27 remaining in the third quarter. And it is 61-61, a tie game. We talk about Glenn Robinson, a #1 draft pick of the Bucks. He's the third #1 draft pick in Bucks history. Of course, they had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in '69 and Kent Benson out of Indiana in 1977, in case you've forgotten. Kidd goes to Bryant, low on the right side. Mark Bryant makes his move in the lane. The turnaround shot's not going to go. And going to get a foul called here. And
McDyess.
I guess it's on Antonio McDyess. Yep. So underneath, evidently some pushing going on, and McDyess gets charged with the foul.
So three of the Suns have got 3 personal fouls now. McDyess, Mark Bryant, and Cliff Robinson. Bryant's going to go out, and Danny Manning replace him.
Yep, Manning coming in. 61-61. This game is tied. And Terrell Brandon handling the basketball for Milwaukee. Brings it over on the left side. Looking down low now for Armen Gilliam, who has checked in for Milwaukee. Brandon waiting. Now backs away on the dribble. Gets it out to Ray Allen. Now low for Gilliam, who lays it up and in. Well, Gilliam released at the right time. Got the pass. Scores.
Sure did. Antonio was overplaying far outside and let Gilliam beat him right down that lane. Nice pass.
Milwaukee with a 2-point lead. 63-61. Here late in the third quarter. Cliff Robinson now posting up. Robinson makes a strong move to the basket and is going to be fouled by Glenn Robinson. So Glenn Robinson will pick up his third personal foul.
Bucks are out of fouls, and that'll send Cliff to the line for a pair.
So Cliff Robinson at the free throw line for the Suns. Cliff in the ball game has 9 points. He gets the free throw. He's 4 of 5 free throw shooting, and he'll have another try.
And he's perfect from the floor. 3 out of 3.
He can tie this ball game if he hits this next free throw. On the way, not good. But the rebound tipped to the side by McDyess. Saved by Cliff Robinson as he hustled over to the near side of the court to prevent the ball from going out of bounds. Great hustle. Out to Chapman. Back to Robinson from 16. A swisheroo for 2.
See, Cliff that time, he told Antonio to get out of there, out of the low post. He wanted to go one-on-one on Glenn Robinson.
64-63. The Suns back on top by a single point right now. Terrell Brandon holds it up. Gets the ball now to Tyrone Hill. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left third quarter. Off to Ray Allen on the left side. Allen comes up on top, shoots it from there. It's short. Rebound hauled down by Chapman, but he throws the ball away. However, Robinson can't control it. Glenn Robinson and Jason Kidd will. To McDyess. Wham, bam, slam. And the Bucks win a timeout.
Well, that's the first time Antonio's been free to get to the basket. They couldn't grab him before he threw that one down.
2 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in this, the third quarter. The Suns 66. Milwaukee 63. I think they've utilized their 20. They've got to take a full timeout, and so will we. We'll be back right after these messages.
We're back in Milwaukee, and the Suns have a 3-point lead, 66-63, with 2:58 to play in the third period. And we've had a flurry of turnovers once again, and the last one by the Bucks resulted in a big slam by Antonio McDyess. Milwaukee is now 11 turnovers. The Suns have 15, and both of those teams' turnovers have resulted in 17 points for the other team.
Well, Milwaukee only had 4 turnovers in the first half, so They've been making some mistakes in this third quarter, and the Suns have been making a little hay with them. All right. After the timeout, Milwaukee comes back. They go and load Armen Gilliam. Gilliam against McDyess, low on the left side, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Gilliam reached around just slightly with the arm, and that got called. Veteran official Hugh Evans, right on the spot, calls it on the former University of Nevada, Las Vegas All-American, the former first-round draft pick of the Suns. 66-63. Phoenix on top. And Jason Kidd brings the ball up front. Bounce pass to Chapman over on the left side at three-point range. Chapman out to Manning, who's in there, to Robinson, who wanted a touch pass to McDyess, but didn't get it to him, and it goes out of bounds.
It was a nice effort.
But it cost them possession, and now Milwaukee comes back with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Michael Curry with Detroit last year, signed as a free agent here. Gives it over to Brandon on the right side. His fake to the baseline. Shovels it in underneath, deflected away, and that's another Milwaukee turnover. It's grabbed by the Suns, Cliff Robinson. Ahead to Manning. Back to Cliff Robinson. He loses it underneath. It comes out. Manning saves it. His shot won't go. Rebound off McDyess. Grabbed by Curry over to Brandon. Brandon on the run down the right side to Robinson. Glenn Robinson tried to go to Curry, but it goes out of bounds. And it'll belong to the Bucks with 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Well, things are a little bit out of control here both ways. Neither team able to capitalize on the mistakes that the other one is making.
A three-point lead for the Suns. Ball is inbounded by Glenn Robinson. Out to Armen Gilliam, around to Terrell Brandon. They have 13 seconds on their shot clock. Brandon looks in low to Glenn Robinson. Can't get it to him. Now does to Gilliam. Top of the key. Back to Brandon. Brandon on the dribble drive. Back to Gilliam on the right side. High arching 16-footer won't go. Manning with the rebound. Outlet, but McDyess was running with his back to the basketball, and the pass goes out of bounds.
The players, they're just hanging their heads. They just can't believe what's going on out there, what they're doing.
Here's Glenn Robinson now for Milwaukee. Bounce it off to Brandon. Drives in deep. Off to Gilliam. Shot deflected. Knocked down. Picked up by Cliff Robinson with 1:30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Can you
Suns
believe
the basketball?
Hey, neither team can get a clear shot.
Here's Jason Kidd now coming up front. 66-63. The Suns, the scoreboard has been stuck on that score for a couple of minutes. Chapman's running right-hander won't go. McDyess battling for the rebound but can't control it. Gilliam will for Milwaukee. Out to Brandon. Brandon driving all the way to the basket. Puts the shot up. It's good. Count it. And he's fouled. So a chance to tie the game. 16 points for Brandon. And the foul here is on Manning.
Nice little crossover dribble by Brandon as he was coming right to Jason Kidd waiting for him. He went down real low to turn that thing over, and Jason couldn't get down as low and picked up the foul.
Suns with a big free throw edge as far as number of free throws. But a three-point play on the hoop and the free throw by Terrell Brandon, and this game is tied. 17 points for Terrell Brandon, but he had 14 at halftime. Jason Kidd for the Suns. Takes it to the baseline left. Out to Manning. In. Lay it up and good. Danny Manning.
Boy, Jason did a terrific job. He got about 3 of the Bucks following him that time, and Danny Manning was wide open cutting down the lane.
68-66. The Suns on top. Manning has scored 8 points. Terrell Brandon double teamed over on the side. Tries to get rid of the ball. Throws it out front. The Suns are going to pick it off. Rex Chapman, but he throws it ahead, and Gilliam catches it. He'll throw it back out front, and it goes out of bounds. And it'll belong to the Suns. And again, it's helter-skelter basketball.
Can you believe what's going on out there? Both ways. I mean, back and forth. Neither team. Armen Gilliam threw it back over his head. He's praying that one of those white jerseys will come up with that ball.
37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Manning to Kidd, back to Danny Manning. Manning out on the perimeter now. He's used the dribble. Pushes it ahead to Cliff Robinson out on the angle right side. Cliff Robinson on the baseline drive. Bounce to Manning. Manning moves inside. His shot is good. About a 5-footer at the baseline left. And the Suns have their biggest lead, Keith. They're up by 4 points.
Nice little shot by Danny Manning. Everything was in slow motion that time.
And Elliot Perry just checking in for Milwaukee. They'll come down for the last shot of this third quarter. And they have 11 seconds to put it up. Elliot Perry, his bounce pass on the right to Curry, out of three-point range. Goes to Glenn Robinson. Robinson on the drive. Loses the ball. It's knocked away in traffic. Picked up by Chapman. A long three. Almost got it. He put it up back of midcourt, but it's off the rim. No good. We've played 3 quarters at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee with a score. The Suns 70. Milwaukee 66 in the fourth quarter coming right up.
We're back at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, and after 3 quarters, the Suns are leading the Bucks 70-66, and the Gila River Casino hustle board. Rebounds, big advantage to the Suns. Blocks 4-2, and steals 9-8 Phoenix.
And the 4th quarter underway here in Milwaukee. The Suns by 4, and the Bucks with the basketball to start this final period of regulation play. Bounce pass to Gilliam, drills it out on top to Elliot Perry. Perry slicing right of the lane, nowhere to go with it, but he feeds it off inside.
Boy.
And Michael Curry goes in with a jam that brings this crowd to their feet.
That was a spectacular left-hand windmill.
Michael Curry, he's a strong 6'5", 227-pounder for the Milwaukee Bucks. Steve Nash in the Phoenix lineup, gets the ball ahead to George McCloud. McCloud down low for Manning. Manning left of the lane is double teamed, so he feeds McDyess, tries to bounce it in low. Can't get the ball to Cliff Robinson. It goes out of bounds.
They had a 2-on-1, McDyess and Cliff Robinson, and Antonio tried to drop it down, but out of bounds.
70-68. Phoenix leading. Perry lets the ball slip away. It's picked up by Manning. That's a Milwaukee turnover. Out to Nash. Nash cross court to the right side, being chased by Elliot Perry of the Bucks defensively. Nash on the perimeter, over on the angle right. Takes it to the baseline. Throws it out to McCloud. McCloud covered by Curry. McCloud backs away. Curry knocks it away. Curry makes the steal. Gives to Perry on the break, and Sox lays it up for an easy 2.
Boy, the turnovers, the bane of the Suns tonight.
22nd timeout called by the Suns. This game is tied at 70. So a 22nd timeout being utilized by the Suns. In the 3rd quarter, the Bucks were only 5 of 17 from the field and had 11 turnovers. But the Suns couldn't stand the prosperity with a 4-point lead. The Bucks are right back to tie it.
And turnovers now 19 for Phoenix, 15 for the Bucks, and both of those resulting in 19 points for the other team. In the first half, the Suns had 12 and Milwaukee 4. In the second half, it's been the Bucks 11 and the Suns 7.
Don't forget, tomorrow night in Detroit, we'll be on the air with radio and television coverage starting at 5. A little while ago, Michael Curry really with an impressive play, Keith.
Elliot Perry gave him a nice pass, and in traffic.
He challenged McDyess.
Yes, he did with that left hand. He went up and threw it down.
Game is tied at 70, and the fans are back into the ball game here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Steve Nash gets the inbound pass. Nash up out of backcourt on the dribble with the basketball. Gets it off to McCloud. McCloud, a little spin move. Looks down low, but he's covered by Ray Allen, and we'll get an illegal defense call against the Bucks. Another one. That'll be a technical, and it was Ervin Johnson just standing in the paint area, not guarding anybody.
Well, he thinks he was in legal territory, and so does Chris Ford.
But the officials don't, and Steve Nash, who has been able to take advantage of some technical free throws, will put this one up, and it rolls around and goes. We remind you that Suns basketball is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. We remind you that fresh beer tastes better. And the Suns will have a new shot clock. Here's the lob from out of bounds to Manning, low on the left side. Manning against Curry. Manning backing down on the dribble. Manning turns, little jump hook, rims around, comes out, no good. And Curry rebounds, hands it off to Ray Allen. We are just into the 4th quarter here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. These two teams played in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago at America West Arena. The Suns winning by 8. Now we're going to get a reaching in foul on the Suns' Cliff Robinson.
As Ray Allen cut around him and started to go down that lane, Cliff reached around behind of him and grabbed a little bit of arm, and he got caught.
So Cliff Robinson picks up the foul. Milwaukee will have a full 24 seconds on the shot clock as Michael Curry inbounds the ball, gets it out to Armen Gilliam. Gilliam on the perimeter over on the right side, bounces it to Ray Allen. Allen shoots a quick 3. It is bouncing off, no good. And McDyess high in the air for the Phoenix rebound. Off on the left side for Steve Nash. 71-70. Phoenix with a 1-point lead. Nash down the left side on the dribble. Looking for Manning. Bounce it for Manning, but Curry comes around to make the steal and is called for the foul. He's an aggressive defensive player.
Well, you bet he is. I was just going to mention that he's doing a heck of a job guarding Danny Manning down low. He is really wrestling Manning for that position.
He's 6'5", but he's so strong at almost 230 pounds. Suns have a new shot clock into Nash, over to McCloud. McCloud now driving left side in the corner, covered by Curry, and the switch gets it back out to Nash. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 15 seconds left. Now Nash moves in the lane, out to McCloud, a 3-pointer. Oh, it rims around and comes out no good, but Cliff Robinson gets the rebound. Brings it out on the right side, and now in underneath we get a foul call on Danny Manning away from the ball.
And that's what I was just mentioning a moment ago, how Curry is wrestling with Manning, and Manning fighting back, trying to get that position down low. And they called one on Curry, then came right back, called the next one on Manning.
Jason Kidd will come into the Suns lineup now, and he's going to replace Antonio McDyess with 9:26 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bringing the ball up out of backcourt now, Elliot Perry. For the Milwaukee Bucks, shovels it over to Curry. Curry right in front of our courtside location here at the Bradley Center. Looks down low, wants to go to Gilliam. He finally does. Gilliam against Cliff Robinson. Gilliam edging into the lane area. He's in deep. Here's the jump hook. Good.
A little bit too close. Just no help coming over that time, and he just kept backing Cliff down until he was right under the basket.
72-71 Milwaukee. Steve Nash out on the perimeter for Phoenix now. Nash a lob for Manning. Manning makes the catch. Manning double teamed defensively and throws it out on top to McCloud. Over to Kidd. Back to McCloud. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound grabbed on the side by Curry. He swings it ahead to Ray Allen. Allen cross to the right. He's got Perry to the hoop. He misses the shot, but he's fouled on the play by Steve Nash.
Another nice job that Elliot Perry used to do for the Suns, coming in and really giving them a spark off the bench. And that's exactly what he's done here tonight.
Well, that's his game. And he'll go to the free throw line now to shoot two with 8 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Remember that every Sunday on 12 News in Phoenix, it's Suns Day. Mark Curtis, Cotton Fitzsimmons with Suns Jam Session. Sunday nights at 6:30 on Channel 12, Arizona's news station. Elliot Perry's free throw is good. And now we're going to see Rex Chapman replacing George McCloud in the Phoenix Suns lineup.
So as we come down the last 8:37 of this ball game, the Bucks with a 2 or 3 point lead. The Suns need to take care of that basketball. No turnovers, get good shots.
Elliot Perry nails both free throws, and Milwaukee has a 74-71 lead. Perry with 6 points. Jason Kidd picked up full court defensively by Milwaukee's Ray Allen. Kidd out between the circles now. Moves to his right, comes back the other way. Dish off to Manning. 10 seconds on the Phoenix shot clock. Manning against Ervin Johnson. Little swoop to the hoop, and it's blocked by Johnson. He grabs the ball and gets it out to Elliot Perry. Quickly out of backcourt to Ray Allen. Allen drives in deep. He puts it up underneath and scores.
Oh, that was a heck of a play. Taking Cliff Robinson right down to the basket. Coming on the other side, back off the glass.
And after the Suns had led by 4, Milwaukee is now grabbed a 5-point lead, 76-71. Rex Chapman, jumper from 14, good, and the Suns needed that hoop.
Yes, they did. And Curry, trying to keep up with Rex Chapman that time, got flattened on the screen.
76-73. Milwaukee still leading by 3 in this nip and tuck ball game here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin tonight. Ray Allen over on the left side. Gilliam posting up. They bounce the ball into Gilliam, low on the left side. Moving in, turning in underneath, puts it up, doesn't get the shot, but he's fouled. And Cliff Robinson will pick up the foul, and Armen Gilliam will go to the free throw line. Again tomorrow night, Suns will close out this road trip in Detroit. We'll have it on both radio and television starting at 5 Mountain Standard Time. Gilliam didn't get the shot. He had great position underneath.
Oh, he'd like to have that shot. 9 out of 10 times he'll make that. Little left-handed gimme right under the basket. Cliff picked up his 5th personal foul.
So Gilliam will go to the line. Gilliam has been averaging a little over 18 minutes of playing time per ball game, and his first free throw here is up and good. Gilliam's a 77% free thrower on the year. Hot Rod Wiiliams and Mark Bryant are coming into the Phoenix lineup here with 7 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the ball game in the fourth quarter. And Gilliam back at the free throw stripe. This shot is up. It's also good. He gets them both. It's 78-73. Milwaukee with a 5-point lead. Jason Kidd over the time stripe. Kidd keeps the ball moving up and down on the dribble. Now fires it ahead to Mark Bryant. Bryant out of the high post. Almost has it stolen. And now inside, we're going to get a foul called on Curry. Again, it's away from the basketball. Curry picks up the foul.
Well, we've been talking about it all night long, how physical Curry is. He outweighs Rex Chapman by quite a bit, and he is just manhandling him over there.
Just 2 Milwaukee team fouls. The Suns have 3 so far in this fourth quarter. Here's Steve Nash out front now. Nash deals off to Chapman. Fakes, can't get the shot off over Curry. Now Chapman on the drive. Chapman keeps coming, but he loses the ball. Slipped away, goes out of bounds. Another Phoenix turnover, and possession goes to the Bucks.
That's number 22 for the Suns tonight.
Ball is inbounded to Michael Curry. Curry will slowly walk the ball up out of backcourt himself, cross over to the left side here at the Bradley Center. Now stops the dribble, goes down to Gilliam. Gilliam being played by Mark Bryant. Gilliam with a little spin move is called for traveling. Traveling is the call. That upsets Gilliam, upsets the Milwaukee bench, and we'll get a timeout here with 6:55 remaining in the ball game. Milwaukee 78, the Suns 73. We'll be back after the full timeout.
We're back at the Bradley Center, and the Bucks have taken a 5-point lead over the Suns, 78-73. And Mark Bryant was hammering Armen Gilliam that last time down in the lane, and Mark gave a little traveling call. Armen could not believe that that was the call.
Suns have the basketball. They trail 78-73. Out of backcourt comes Jason Kidd. Suns are 1 out of 5 in this quarter from the field. Here's the ball to Chapman. Another drive. His running right-hander is good. Rolled around and went for King Rex.
And the Suns needed that basket in the worst way.
So it's 78-75. Now Milwaukee's lead is cut down to 3 points. Here is Curry. Curry with the ball out between the circles now. Handling it for Milwaukee. Looks to his left. Gets it over to Allen. Allen at the baseline. Drives in underneath. Tried to jam it. Couldn't. And it's grabbed by Hot Rod Wiiliams underneath. Up to Jason Kidd. Kidd keeps coming, goes to the hoop, throws it up. He's hit and fouled. He goes down. The shot didn't go. Kidd will go to the free throw line. And Ervin Johnson is called for the Milwaukee foul. Terrell Brandon coming back in for the Bucks now, replacing Elliot Perry. Did a good job while he was in there for Milwaukee.
Jason's amazing the way he brings that ball down the floor, and he just keeps on penetrating as long as the defenders allow him. Finally got all the way down right under the basket. Jumped into Ervin Johnson, and Johnson picked up that foul.
Free throw is good.
That was Johnson's 5th personal foul, and he leaves the ball game for Tyrone Hill.
All right. Kidd waiting for his second free throw. It is up. It is good. He's 4 for 4 from the line, has 10 points. And it's a 79-77 lead for Milwaukee. It's Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Rex Chapman, Mark Bryant, and Hot Rod Wiiliams. That's the 5 on the floor for the Suns. Terrell Brandon now over on the left on the perimeter to Glenn Robinson. Back in that Milwaukee lineup. Robinson backing down. He gets in the lane, throws it out to Gilliam. Gilliam for Glenn Robinson again. He has about a 13-footer. This one won't connect. Rebound, Steve Nash. Nash fires it ahead to Kidd. Kidd wants to take it inside. Gives to the trailing Steve Nash. Nash into the lane. Off to Hot Rod Wiiliams from 17. No good. Rebound, Tyrone Hill.
Well, they moved it perfectly and got the shot they wanted. It just wouldn't fall.
Hill moves it over to Terrell Brandon. 78-77. A 1-point Milwaukee lead. 5.5 minutes remaining in the ball game in the fourth quarter. Robinson cuts in low. Runs into Chapman. We'll get a blocking foul. Going to be called on Rex Chapman.
That's the 4th team foul on the Suns. Milwaukee with 3 team fouls.
So a new 24 seconds up on the shot clock for Milwaukee. And the Suns again have 4 team fouls in the quarter. Milwaukee with 3. Repeating that for you. And it'll be inbounded by the Bucks. Comes into Gilliam. Back to Glenn Robinson. Out front now to Terrell Brandon. Brandon behind a Tyrone Hill screen. He's going to jump up about a 17-footer off the back of the rim. Won't go. Rebound to the Suns. Jason Kidd. Kidd flying out of backcourt. Coming down the left side. Keeps coming. Shot won't go. He's bumped and fouled. Kidd will go to the line. And the foul's going to be on Tyrone Hill. And Milwaukee, including their coaching staff, doing a lot of beefing with the officials on these calls.
They've been pretty unhappy all night long. Jason that time, again, forcing the action. Tyrone Hill was trying to get out of the way, and Jason just ran right into his back. Hill now has 4 personal fouls.
And Kidd knocks down the first free throw, having a perfect night from the line. Suns basketball brought to you in part by our friends at America West Airlines, the official airline of the Suns. Next free throw is good. Kidd still perfect from the line. He has 12 points in this one, and the Suns have edged out on top, 79-78. Just over 5 minutes to play. Terrell Brandon over on the angle left side now. Brandon directing traffic, moving his players around. He is on the left side of the court. Breaking outside is Hill. Hill comes inside, gets it back to Brandon. Brandon left of the lane. Shoot it, won't get it. And we'll get a whistle and a foul. And that foul will be assessed to Steve Nash of the Suns.
Steve kept backing up before waiting for the official to announce who the foul was on. Steve came out to pick up Brandon that time, went by him and had a little hand in the back, jumped up on the fake, and just barely grazing Brandon.
Well, that puts the Suns over the team foul limit, so Milwaukee will go to the free throw line the rest of the way. They have no more fouls to give either. The first free throw here by Brandon is up and good, and that will tie the ball game at 79. Well, the Suns, after tomorrow night's game in Detroit, will be home Friday night hosting Toronto and Sunday night hosting Indiana. Their new head coach, Larry Bird. Here is Terrell Brandon's second free throw, good, and gives his team the edge, and Brandon with 19 points. 19 points for Terrell Brandon. Milwaukee leading 80-79. Jason Kidd between the circles now. Kidd moves over to the left side. Kidd bounces it down to Chapman. Chapman, a leaner, won't go from about 17, 18 feet. And the rebound underneath, grabbed by Terrell Brandon.
Not a good shot that time. Rex was trying to draw the foul on the play.
Out it comes down to Ray Allen. Allen just holding the basketball, now puts it down on the floor. A 1-point Milwaukee lead. Bounce it off to Brandon. Brandon goes inside Robinson. Here's the turnaround. He misses that 14-footer. Doesn't miss many of those.
Oh, that's his shot.
Rebounded Jason Kidd. Kidd turns it on. Keeps coming. Right to the hoop for two with the left hand. Jason Kidd.
Boy, Jason does that so well. Again, pushing the action all the way to the basket.
And the Suns with a 1-point lead. 81-80. It's that kind of ball game. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Now Robinson, Glenn Robinson double teamed out to Brandon. In the lane, Tyrone Hill. Hill will back away over on the left side with 5 seconds to shoot it. Now he moves in position. He jockeys for a shot that Wiiliams will block. But Allen saves it. They can't get a shot off in time. And the shot clock runs out on Milwaukee.
And a phenomenal job by Hot Rod Wiiliams coming over to help out on Tyrone Hill, blocking that shot perfectly.
81-80 the Suns. George McCloud returning to the Phoenix lineup with Bryant, Hot Rod Wiiliams, Chapman, and Kidd. Suns coach Danny Ainge up calling instructions out to his team. Inbound pass comes to George McCloud, who has scored 11 points in his first start as a Sun tonight. Over to Jason Kidd. Kidd over on the left side, moving against Terrell Brandon. They open up the court for him. He goes in deep for the shot. It's knocked away, but he gets it back. He moves in, he's double teamed, finally throws it, trying to go to Bryant. It's knocked out of bounds. Suns will have the basketball and 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Boy, Al, thinking back to that play a moment ago and how important it is to have a shot blocker on the floor like Hot Rod that last time.
And the Suns are going to take a timeout. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this chiller. A full timeout call by the Suns that need 81-80, and we'll be back right after these messages. .78, and in the third, the Knicks and San Antonio tied. Rex Chapman for three, throws up an air ball. Well, three-point shots have not gone for the Suns tonight. They could have used one there. Chapman put it up, didn't go. Missed everything, went out of bounds, and Milwaukee with possession, trailing by 1 point to the Suns.
And possession so important. Three-pointers. The Suns have not made a three-pointer in their 11 tries. Milwaukee 1 of 3.
81-80 Phoenix. The Bucks go into Gilliam, but it's off Gilliam out of bounds. Good pressure by Bryant defensively, and the Suns have possession. Into Jason Kidd. Well, these closing minutes now are going to be exciting. It's the team that takes care of the basketball, that doesn't make the mistakes, that's going to come out the winner. Here's Chapman. Chapman breaks through and bounces a pass that's stolen, and it's Glenn Robinson taking it all the way to the basket. Oh, those turnovers.
Just as you got it out of your mouth. You got to control that basketball. It was thrown away.
82-81 Milwaukee. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the game. One person can't do it all. It's still a team game, Keith. Sometimes that's hard to imagine when you're trying to win one. Here out front is McCloud on the drive. He's got a 14-footer. Looks good. Is good.
Boy, that's good. He thought about it for a second out at three-point land, but took it into the lane as Robinson ran by him. Nice shot.
And the Suns lead 83-82. 13 points for George McCloud. Good ball game. 2:25 remaining. Ray Allen off to Terrell Brandon for the Bucks over on the right side. They go inside to Robinson. Glenn Robinson. He comes back out to Allen. Over to Brandon on the left this time. Slicing inside for an 8-footer that won't fall. Rebound tipped around and grabbed by Jason Kidd. Kidd still in backcourt now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. Kidd over on the left side. Brandon defending against him. Kidd starts to back down a little bit, and this ball game has 2 minutes remaining to be played. Kidd turns. Here's the fadeaway. In and out. Rebound scramble. Knocked out front. Ray Allen gathers it in for Milwaukee. Suns with a 1-point lead. Over to Terrell Brandon. Brandon stops. Gives it to Allen. Back to Brandon. A three. Got it. Oh, wow. the trio.
Well, something happened to the Suns defensively. There wasn't a man out here on their two guards.
85-83 Milwaukee. The Suns want a timeout. A minute 38 to go. We'll take the full timeout. Be back in 90 seconds to close out this one. The Bucks lead it 85-83. Back after these messages.
Just a few seconds ago, the Bucks were trailing the Suns by a point. The Bucks brought the ball down the floor. Brandon had the ball, gave it to Allen, gave it back to Brandon, and he hit a very clutch three-point shot, but there was only one defender. Rex was running back and forth from Brandon to Allen and couldn't get back to Brandon. Jason was down in the lane helping out, and it was a major breakdown defensively for the Suns.
A minute 38 seconds left in the ball game. Bucks by 2 and Suns with the basketball. Manning handling it out front, gives to Jason Kidd. Still on the perimeter. Back to Manning, now to Kidd. Kidd takes the dribble to the left side against the Bucks' Terrell Brandon. Starting to back down left of the lane. Keeps coming, goes to the hoop with a scoop. Oh, it rolls off, no good. What a tough break. Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, and the rebound to Tyrone Hill. And now the Bucks will call a timeout. All right, Suns with Antonio McDyess, Hot Rod Wiiliams, Cliff Robinson, Jason Kidd, Rex Chapman. And Milwaukee with Allen, Glenn Robinson, Johnson, Brandon, and Tyrone Hill. And Hill to inbound the ball in Milwaukee's front court. Looking and finally drops the pass off to Terrell Brandon. Brandon brings it over to the left side. Remember, Milwaukee with a 2-point lead now. Minute 10 left in the ball game. Brandon comes out front. He's bumped by Robinson. That's a foul. That'll send Terrell Brandon to the free throw line.
And Cliff is out of the game. That's his 6th.
So Cliff Robinson fouls out of this ball game with a minute 7 seconds to go.
You want that aggressive defense. Cliff's still complaining about the call, but there's no question that there was a bump on that play. He bumped Brandon out, and you want aggressive play, but not out there 4 or 5 feet outside that three-point line.
Well, Terrell Brandon 3 for 3 free throw shooting. Has 22 points in the ball game. Glenn Robinson was 17 for Milwaukee. And these are big free throws, and the first one is up and good.
Brandon has been clutch all night, having quite a game. He hasn't missed from the free throw line yet. He has 23 points to lead everybody in scoring.
George McCloud will replace Cliff Robinson, who again fouls out of the ball game here with a minute 7 seconds remaining. Michael Curry in the Buck lineup. Here's the next free throw by Brandon. Not good. He missed one of them. McDyess with a big rebound. So it's a 3-point lead. Well, the Suns don't have a 3-point field goal tonight. Jason Kidd on the right side, out to McCloud. Here's his 3. Shazam! Oh, brother! Talk about what you need and what you get. And McCloud rains up a 3 to tie the game, and Milwaukee will take a timeout. We're going to take another 90-second break to grab our breath. 52 ticks of the clock remain in regulation. This game is tied at 86. Back after these messages. Not been able to hit a 3-point shot in 11 tries, but a moment ago, trailing by 3, George McCloud. He rained up a beauty. It swished through from 3-point range to tie this ball game. By the way, I want to mention again, Kevin Johnson returned back to Phoenix this morning to have a knee examined that has been bothering him. So KJ not with the ball club here in this one tonight. 52 seconds remain. Suns 86, Milwaukee 86. Tyrone Hill to inbound in front court. They have 19 seconds on the shot clock. In at Terrell Brandon. Brandon over on the left side. Matched up against the Suns, Jason Kidd. Brandon holding on, looking. Now comes out front, top of the key. Gets the ball on the right side for Allen. Allen starting to drive, banging in on Chapman in the lane. Leans inside. The shot is blocked and grabbed by McDyess. Suns have the ball. 35 seconds to play. Over to Jason Kidd. Kidd slows things down as he comes down the left side of the court. Big defensive gem by McDyess just a moment ago. Again, it's Kidd bouncing to Chapman from 20. It's up, it's in, and the Suns lead by 2 with 23 seconds remaining. 88-86 the Suns. Here's Ray Allen down the left side. 18 seconds left in the game. Handed back to Terrell Brandon. Brandon against Kidd. Brandon at 3-point range. Goes into Robinson. It's stolen by McDyess. McDyess with the steal. 9 seconds to go. Holding the ball is Chapman. They'll foul him with 5 seconds left. Back-to-back defensive gems by Antonio McDyess.
How about Antonio sitting out most of the fourth quarter, coming back here in the last minute to be played, and 2, huge defensive plays, a block and a steal.
The amazing thing is, Keith, he has not played a lot in fourth quarters of ball games this year, even in this one, but as you mentioned, he came back and just 2 great plays.
Absolutely. Antonio McDyess coming up huge here in the fourth.
So the Suns have 5 seconds to protect the ball. They lead 88-86, and Rex Chapman will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the Suns from the free throw line in the ball game tonight are 27 of 35.
As opposed to 16 of 20 for the home Milwaukee Bucks.
The first one by Chapman is good. Now the next one is the key. 89-86 the Suns. Here's George McCloud returning and McDyess coming out.
He should get a high five from everybody over on that bench. Phenomenal play.
He does from his coach, that's for sure, Coach Danny Ainge. And the big free throw coming up right now for Chapman. If he hit this one, the Suns are up by 4. The free throw is up, and it is good. It bounced around and went. 5 seconds to go. Here's Terrell Brandon. It's 90-86 the Suns. Brandon will fire a 3. It is not good. Rebound, and it's over, and the Suns win. The Suns went on the road in Milwaukee to sweep the 2-game series on the season with the Bucks. The final score, Phoenix 90, Milwaukee 86. We'll be right back.